What's going on, guys? It is in fact Friday. I didn't get a chance to record this video yesterday because I had something to do with a friend. But yeah, I'm recording it today on Friday, and I will be attempting to record, edit, and upload this video all in one day. Just in case you were wondering. So yeah, but today's video is just gonna be a makeup and chat because that is what I seem to resort to whenever I don't know what to record. And also I just like talking to you guys, and there's a few things I want to talk about today that I feel like, I don't know, I just need to get off my chest, I guess. So yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing today. Also, my hair looks a mess. I mean, it doesn't look that bad, but I am washing it this weekend, so it doesn't really matter what it looks like. But I'm gonna be putting it back so that I don't get makeup and stuff all over it. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for this intro, so let's go ahead and get into the video. So there is a new product that I want to test out with you guys today, and it's a product that I've seen people rave over all over TikTok, Instagram, wherever, and I've been looking for it for so long, but every time I went somewhere to get it, it was never there. And I probably, like, I was going to like Walmart and like stuff like that, but I probably just should have went to Ulta or Sephora, and I didn't. So, but I've been looking for this product literally everywhere, and guess where I found it? I found it at Kroger, and it was 50% off. Like, the normal price for this was like 11 something, and I got it for $5. And it was the last one. I felt so lucky. I was like, bro, crazy. But yeah, I'm gonna be testing this today. I'm excited because everyone literally raves about it, and I don't know, is it worth it? We'll find out. But yeah, so I'm literally just gonna be talking today. I often struggle to decide what to share and what not to share on my channel, just because whenever I talk about things, I never want it to come across as like me being ungrateful or anything like that, because I truly am grateful for everything that I have in my life, because I know there are people out there that have it much worse. I'm grateful for the 47 people that decided to take a chance on me and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much if you subscribed. I'm grateful for anyone who isn't subscribed and just decides to click on my video, because they didn't have to. Especially since like my videos don't get many views, they didn't have to click on it, but they decided to anyway. So thank you for even clicking on this or any of my videos if you have. I'm very grateful for having a house to live in. I'm grateful for food that I get to eat. I'm grateful for family that I have when a lot of people don't have family. I'm grateful for a lot of things, right? I never want to come across as being ungrateful or anything like that. So that's why I struggle to decide what to share on my channel and what not to share. But there are things that I do go through and feel like other people go through, and I think it's always comforting when you are going through something and you feel like you're the only person that goes through it, and then you find someone else that feels exactly like you. I think that's a very comforting thing, and I kind of want to be that for somebody. So I'm going to be talking about a few different things today, and I'm hoping that in me sharing these, there are people that, if they feel the way I feel, that they'll feel comforted in knowing that someone is, oh my god, there is someone out there that feels like them. So yeah. So one of the things that I want to talk about, one of the few things that I want to talk about today is I have lately been feeling like every day of my life feels the exact same. And I know there are people out there that feel that way, but it's just like the situation that my life is right now. And I am very grateful for where I am right now, because where I am right now is where I wanted to be sometime last year, or like when I was in college. Where I am right now is where I wanted to be then. So I'm grateful that I have even the opportunity to be in this situation now. But my life right now, so I am not in college. I dropped out of college because school was making me very unhappy, and I felt like I would do better without it. And I don't regret that decision. I don't regret dropping out of college at all. I think it has improved my mental health a lot because I was very unhappy when I was in school. I'm not working right now because I'm trying to get my driver's license before I start working. I don't drive. I don't have a car. So I feel as though I don't have a lot going for me right now because of that. Like, I don't drive, I don't have a job, I'm not in school. The only thing I'm really doing is this, and then a couple things, you know, on the side that I would rather not speak about, because that's another thing. Whenever there's something I'm doing or I want to do, I tend not to want to speak about it out loud because it makes me feel like I'm jinxing it. And that could be strange for some people because some people believe in, like, if you speak it into existence, it will come true. And I do believe in that too, but there's some things that I would just rather not say out loud. And it's not that it's personal in any way, it just is like, I feel like if I speak about it too much, I'm jinxing it and then it won't happen. I don't know, that's just how I feel. Also, everything that I just put on my face, I just put this vitamin C serum on, and then I moisturize my skin with the CeraVe moisturizer. And now I'm about to put on the e.l.f. primer. Also, read the directions for the things you buy, because people buy things and then just assume that they know how to use them. I always read the directions for everything that I ever buy just to make sure I'm using it properly. Like, you're not supposed to rub this in, you're supposed to pat it into your skin to give it that sticky effect so that your makeup will stick. So we will be doing that. Life is just kind of, I don't know how to explain it right now. I'm feeling very lost, I think. And I hear so many things about people. I'm 19 and I'm about to turn 20 in 2 months. March 2nd, I'm a Pisces. And this is so, okay, hold on. Oh, wow. So, wow. Sorry, quick break to talk about this. So in your hands, it kind of feels like Elmer's glue, like a little bit more watery, but it does feel like glue, which obviously it's supposed to be a sticky primer. And when you pat it in, it does quickly become sticky, not in a way that's like you can feel the stickiness, but it's like, yeah, I don't know. I like it though. I like the way it feels. It feels very lightweight. It doesn't feel like sticky to the touch, but you can tell that it's like, I don't know how to explain it, but yes, I do like it. So we'll see how my makeup applies over it. But anyways, and you're supposed to let it sit for 30 seconds. So while I'm letting it sit, I'm going to do our eyebrows. So like I was saying before, I'm 19, about to turn 20, and I hear a lot of different things from society about your 20s, and honestly, all of it scares me. I hear people say, your 20s are supposed to be the best years of your life. It's when you're supposed to make mistakes. It's supposed to when you do this and this and that. And then I hear other people say, your 20s is where you discover yourself and you find out what you want to do with your life. And I'm like, I don't know. Like, and I get it that everyone is not the same, but it's just like, dude, I genuinely don't know. Like, it's just really, like, I find myself getting very overwhelmed a lot of the time. I'm a person, I feel my emotions very strongly, all of them. It doesn't matter what the emotion is, I feel it very intensely. Sometimes I feel like more than other people, but I'm not sure. That could be from another things that I won't get into in this video. But I'm about to turn 20, and I feel this sort of pressure from, I don't know if it's from society or if I'm putting that pressure on myself, but I feel this sort of pressure to be like, I have to accomplish something before I'm 20, or I have to know what I want to do by the time I turn 20, and then jump right into achieving that thing, which isn't true. And I know it's not true, but it's really hard to like get out of that mindset. Especially like in one of my other videos, I said that one of my New Year's resolution was gonna be stop comparing myself to people, and I said it like, oh, I was just gonna do it. But that's a really hard thing to do, to stop comparing yourself to other people, is for me specifically, because it's not like you can just say it and then you do it. No, especially with social media, it's very, very easy to see other people that may be close to your age or are like you and have things that you want and not be envious or jealous. It's very easy to feel that, and I feel it a lot of the time. I try not to compare myself to other people just because, like I said, your journey is not going to be like others. And I hear people say that all the time, and it's true. One of the truer statements I've heard in my life. But going back to what I was saying before about my life, every day of my life feeling the exact same, it does. I pretty much have the same, routine for every day of my life. I wake up, I'll make a coffee or eat some type of breakfast, and then I'll maybe think about what I want to film, and I'll film it, and then the next day I'll edit, and then I'll upload. That's pretty much a consistent routine I have. I do other things throughout the day, but a majority of the time before I go to sleep at night, I have a feeling that I didn't accomplish anything that day, which most of the time isn't true. I feel like I do accomplish things throughout the day. It just feels like I don't accomplish enough. And I don't know. I don't know how to feel about that. And I do feel as though sometimes it can be a little maddening. I feel like I'm losing my mind a lot of the time. And I don't know really how to express that to people. And I don't really, because I don't feel the need to. But because I don't know, I feel the need. I don't want to burden other people with my problems, and that's something that you should never think that you're doing ever when you are feeling something, because most of the time, a lot of the time, your feelings are valid and you're not burdening anybody with anything. I'm grateful to have people around me that will listen to me when I need to vent about anything, right? In the past 2 years, I've had a lot of change happen, right? I dropped out of school, which was a big change for me that I was very, very afraid to do. And I did it. And, the world didn't end when I did it, which in that moment of making that decision, it felt like the world was going to end when I made that decision, and it didn't. I'm grateful to have a mom that supported me in that decision and supports me in what I want to do in life. I'm very grateful for that, because not a lot of people, or not everybody has that. Not everybody has the support system that they need. So I'm very grateful to have a mother that loves me and supports me for what I want to do. But I think it's also hard when you have people around you that you feel like are moving on, ahead of you, and you're kind of stuck in the same place. And genuinely, the people that are around me that are doing things that they want to do, I'm very happy for them. I'm not jealous or envious of them in the slightest. I'm very happy that they're doing what they want to do. I'm just saying it's a very confusing, conflicting feeling of when you have maybe friends that are doing things that they want to do, and you feel like you're stuck in the spot where you know what you want to do maybe, and you just can't find the way to start that thing. It's a very confusing, conflicting feeling, and I feel like there's a lot of people that feel this way, not just me, because like I said before, we tend to feel things and feel like we're the only ones that feel them, when in fact there's so many people on this earth. You can't be the only person that's feeling the way you feel. I feel like that's pretty impossible. So I try to remind myself that when I do feel this way, it's fine, because other people feel that way too. Of course, when you feel a way that makes you feel bad, you shouldn't sit with that feeling. Or maybe you should sit with it, but don't wallow in it, acknowledge the feeling, feel it, but then eventually reflect on it and move on. I feel like that's the healthiest way to go about it. And obviously it's easier said than done. It's something that we all probably need to work on. But yeah, I try not to wallow in things that make me feel bad. And it's hard, but just try. I've started doing things. Whenever I start feeling overwhelmed, I'll, take my dogs for a walk, because I've been taking my dogs out more recently. Since, my mom has gotten a full job, so she's not at home as much. She gets home a little later. But just fine. I do things around the house when she's not here. But it's also, for me personally, it's, easy to feel the way I feel, because I'm at home by myself a lot of the time. Everybody else in my house works, so they're, at work, and I'm here doing whatever it is I do, filming a video or doing one of the other things that I do. But it's also easy to feel lonely, which is another thing that I've been seeing a lot of people talk about, is the loneliness epidemic in why did I do quotation marks? But the loneliness epidemic in America specifically, where there's a lot of people that have been feeling a lot more lonely. And I think, I don't really know where that comes from. It kind of just came out of nowhere, and everybody says like, oh, like life wasn't the same after COVID, which is very true. COVID did change a lot for people in good and bad ways, but there definitely is a loneliness epidemic, I feel, because a lot more people are talking about having this feeling of loneliness even when they are with people. They feel like just super lonely. And I always struggled to put the like how loneliness feels into words. And I saw this TikTok, and this guy, for me personally, it feels like this, and this guy put it perfectly. He was like,
it feels like that feeling of like you're about to cry, but you just don't need to.
That, for me personally, it feels exactly like that. It's like, you know when you're about to cry because you get this feeling. A lot of times you get the feeling in your throat, but for me it's this feeling in my stomach that just sits there. Not, I want to say all the time, but a lot of the time it just sits there, and I'm like, God, I wish this feeling would go away. It's almost like a pit in your stomach, and it's just like, why? It feels terrible. And I think that contributes to the change that I've had in my life recently. So, you know, I have friends that are in college, or I've had a friend that just recently, she hasn't graduated yet, but she's about to, but she is in North Carolina, like doing what she wants to do. She's working in what she went to school for, and I'm very happy for her. I have another friend who is about to go back to school. And then I have a friend that is here and, you know, working and doing what she wants to do. I'm happy for all of them. And I'm going to miss the ones that are going back to college, but, you know, it's what they have to do. But another change that has been in my life recently that I think has affected me emotionally is, I'm not going to say who, because I don't feel the need to disclose that information. I've had a friend that recently just got into a relationship. And I'm not in her relationship. I don't feel the need to always be knowing what's happening in her relationship, because that's her relationship, is between her and her partner. But I think a lot of people don't realize how much relationships affect friendships. And I'm not saying this to be like, oh, woe is me, but it's just like, I think that is a real thing that people go through, and they don't realize how much like that changes a friendship. And obviously my situation could be much worse, because there are friends out there who get a boyfriend and then forget all about their friend, which that is definitely not my friend. Like, she is in a relationship and she hasn't forgotten about me, but it's just like, you're adding another person into your life that you have to manage that time to spend with them. So it's like, obviously we're not going to be hanging out as much, and that's fine, but it does hurt in a way, especially when you and that friend used to hang out all the time, 24/7. And I'm not saying this to make anybody feel bad. I'm just saying that it is a thing that happens and people go through, and I'm currently going through it, and I'm trying to process these emotions in a rational way. So if you couldn't tell, obviously I'm not good with change. I don't really like change. Change is scary to me. Necessary, but scary. And I don't think change should be terrifying. I think it should be exciting, but for me, it just is terrifying. Like, I don't like being in the dark about things. I don't like not knowing. So yeah, there's just been a lot of things that have been changing, and I think is adding on to that feeling of loneliness and lostness, and feeling like every day of my life is the same and it's going in a loop. There's a lot of things that contribute to that, and nobody can change that except me, right? Because it's my life. So if I want to change, I have to make that change. But it's just, I feel like it's a lot easier said than done when it comes to making change in your life. That's why the idea of New Year's, it doesn't scare me. It just makes me feel, I don't know, because there's always these things, oh, like resolutions, I'm gonna do something different this year. And it's like, you can, but at the same time, change is so much harder than people make it seem. Like, change is so scary, and it doesn't just happen overnight. Like, it's something you physically have to work at. And I don't know. I feel like I'm just like rambling and I don't know what I'm saying. I think these are a lot of emotions that have built up over time and I just feel the need to vomit them at you. Because I'm hoping I'm making somebody feel better by saying whatever it is that I'm saying. Another thing that I wanted to talk about is relationships. So I've never been in a relationship. I'm 19 and I've never been in a relationship, which when you think about that statement, when people are like, I'm 19 and I've never been in a relationship, it's like, yeah, you're 19. Like you have literally nothing to worry about, which is true because you're only 19. But it's also the fact that it changes it when you've never had any romantic interactions ever in your life. And I hear a lot of people talk about that too. It's like people don't talk about how damn or self-esteem crushing it is when your friends have all had romantic interactions and you never had one. Very true. A true statement. Because that's me. That's not true. I've had people that have had crushes on me, but I won't get into the reasons why they weren't valid, but they just weren't. But when I was younger, I was very much boy crazy when I was in middle/high school, early years of high school. I wanted a boyfriend so bad. I couldn't think of anything better than having a boyfriend, which is a really, really sad mindset. If you're single and you think that getting a boyfriend is going to make your life immensely better, you're wrong. Ultimately, you are. I think having boyfriends actually complicates things a lot. And I know that. Do I still want a relationship? Absolutely. But I do know that having a boyfriend would definitely complicate things for me, especially where I am right now. I'm not very happy. I'm grateful for the life that I have. Am I happy with where I'm at in life right now? No. I'm not. Like, that's just me being truthful. I'm not happy with where I am in life right now. And I would rather focus on myself and get to a point where I'm happy with my life before I get into a relationship than get into a relationship now and have another thing to worry about, which is that person's emotions. And I think that's saying a lot because, like I said, when I was younger, I was very boy crazy. And I think maturing is realizing that men don't solve all your problems. They just don't. I'd rather be by myself than be in a relationship that makes me miserable. Like, I feel like a lot of people would just rather just be in a relationship just because. No, I don't really see the appeal in that. Is this drying out? Oh my god. I'm also sweating so much right now, which is weird because I'm usually cold in this house. And I don't know, maybe it's because I'm on camera and I'm sweating. But sweating a little bit.
Yep, sweating a little bit.
So yeah, like I said, I would definitely rather be by myself and work on myself and getting my life to where I want it to be than be in a relationship right now. That's just where I'm at. But it's also a very conflicting feeling because it's like, yeah, I'd rather not be in a relationship. Does it make it any less harder seeing happy couples out in public every day? No, it's not. It's not easy. It's very hard, actually. Makes me feel very sad. Okay, sorry. I literally just was not talking for like 5 minutes because I was trying to do my eyeliner, which is still bad, but you know, whatever. Another thing that I wanted to talk about, speaking of relationships, well, it's not even, but speaking of men, I guess, I feel as though I am only attracted to men that are unobtainable. That's how I feel. I feel whether that's from them being celebrity, them age-wise, like they're much older than me, whether it's because there's a lot of reasons why I feel like there are some men that are unattainable. Speaking of that, I saw a TikTok yesterday and I kind of related to it, but also kind of like, I don't know, it was kind of wishy-washy. And this girl was like,
what do you call it when like you yourself find yourself pretty and like you don't worry about that? Like it's not like really a thought in your head, but then the thought of someone else finding you pretty enough to like want to date you and like you in a intimate and like crush like way is like unimaginable and laughable to you.
I low-key I can't even say low-key. I did relate to that because it's like my self-esteem has come a long way from me in middle/high school. Like my self-esteem used to be so low. I didn't think I was pretty. I didn't really understand why nobody liked me romantically. even though some of my friends were, you know, getting into relationships and guys were always going after them and not me. It's a very soul crushing, self-esteem crushing feeling when that happens. But since then, I have learned that people don't approach me because I'm literally awesome. That is the total that is the reason. People are intimidated by me and they're like, oh, I could never get her, and they just don't come up to me. That is the conclusion I've come to. I don't know what else it could be. Like, that is something I definitely relate to, because I see people all the time that I'm attracted to, and I'm like, dude, you're so attractive. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, they would never be attracted to me. And that's for a lot of reasons. One of them is because I am a black woman. And I think it's really hard for black women specifically to get into relationships, because I don't think we are the beauty standard, apparently. But that's just the reality of it. And I feel like no matter how much anybody tells me, you're so pretty, I don't understand why you don't have a boyfriend. That is a factor. It's because I'm a black woman. And a lot of times I feel like people see black women as not attractive, as too, it's a stereotype, really. Too aggressive, too loud, too ghetto, too this, too that, too much. To sum it up all into one, too much. Black women are too much for people. And I'm not saying that's for all, you know, black women, but that's how people see us as a majority, is we're just too much all the time. We can never do anything right? I feel like black women are the most hated people on earth. Ultimately is how I feel about that situation. And I think that is definitely a factor. Now, am I any of those things? No, I don't claim to be any of those things. Is that how people see me? Maybe. I don't know. But it's how people most of the time see black women, is too much, too loud, too ghetto all the time. And then God forbid that if you are a black woman and you're not those things, then that's a whole nother thing. Is if you're not those things, then it's, oh, why are you acting white? You're black. Act what your race is. How do you act a color? Like, please someone tell me. I don't know. Like, I'm getting worked up because this is just something that always baffles me. It's like, if you're not, we can never win. We can never win. They expect us to act one way, and if we do act that way, oh my god, typical black woman, whatever, blah blah blah. But if we don't act that way, oh, why are you acting white? Why are you acting so preppy? Why are you acting like that? That's not who you are. Who do you, like, I don't get it. It's just that I've accepted the fact that we can never win, and I love the people that accept me for who I am. You know, God forbid that you're black and different, because that's definitely me. And that's who I strive to be. I'm a black woman who dresses alternatively and listens to alternative music and I don't listen to, and I'm not saying it's a bad thing if you do these things. I put way too much blush on. But I'm a black woman who doesn't typically listen to rap music. I'm a black woman who listens to other genres. And I think that's okay. I just think I think everyone should just be who they want to be. And I hate that this generation literally criticizes everyone for doing the things that make them happy. I don't get it. I think people have normalized being miserable, and they want to make other people miserable with them. That's just ultimately what I think. So, and I'm like, literally, my mom used to go through the same thing. My mom is like me in a way. She didn't act black, if that's what you want to, call it. She was very quiet, introverted. She dressed preppy, I guess. She didn't dress like a black woman is supposed to dress, I guess. And people would always ask her, why are you acting white? Why do you act like that? Why do you talk like that? You don't talk like a black woman. How's a black woman supposed to talk? Tell me. This is a topic that I'm very passionate on, and I try not to talk about it because I feel like it would be a little controversial, but it's just true. And people do talk about it, but it's like, of course, I've never had anybody come up to me and say that verbally to my face, like any of those things. But honestly, people don't have to say much for me to know what they're thinking. You say a lot through your actions, and people don't understand how much their body language gives off how they feel about a person. I don't think they realize. And I think that is just so crazy, because, that saying, actions speak louder than words, that is so true. I can see the way you feel about me, the way you act towards me. I watch you. I'm an observer. I watch people. I don't talk a lot. I am very much an introvert. I don't talk a lot. If I'm in a group that I'm not comfortable in and they're just yapping, best believe I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening to everything you're saying. That's how I judge people's character. Is what they say when you think they're not listening. Or what they think you're not listening. That's how oh my god, I remember high school was so crazy. I was very much an introvert. I didn't really make many friends besides the ones that I have now, right? I made some, but not many. So whenever I had classes that I didn't have my friends with, I didn't really talk to a lot of people. But I would listen. I would listen to the things that people would say, and that's how I would judge people's character. You know? So whenever I didn't like someone and people were like, why don't you like them, him, her, whatever, I'm like, because I just think they're a bad person. I don't know. I'm really going back and forth on whether I should even upload this because I feel like I've really gotten off track. I wanted to talk about so many other things, but like that is just one topic that I feel very passionate about, and I think I don't know. My makeup is really bad, but I don't really care because it's just for the video. I'm probably gonna take it off as soon as this video ends, but oh my god, why? I just feel like I needed to get a lot of that stuff off my chest because I think about it almost every day. Everything that I've told you about today, I think about it every single day. And it gets, you know, kind of frustrating, and you're probably thinking, why don't you just get therapy? You know, I have thought about that, and it probably will happen at some point, but not yet. So as of right now, you guys are my therapist, and I'm venting to you. So ultimately, what to take from this video is that there are a lot of things that I go through on the daily, and what I'm taking from it is I need to change a lot of things in my life, and I am currently in the process of doing so. Anyways, yeah, this is my makeup. I might upload this, I might not, we'll see, but that was a lot. But anyways, I'm hoping that whatever I said, if you relate to any of it, I hope I helped in a way. I don't know if I did. This was really just me venting about things that I think about while doing my makeup. That's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and leave a comment down below of any problems that you may be going through, anything that you think about on the daily that you think nobody else feels. I guarantee you there's somebody out there that feels the exact same way you do. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.